What's up, guys? It's your boy, J3420 and or Jordan. And if you're fucking special, you would call me Young Sweye. How are you guys doing today? So, today we are coming in with the second part to my first high school party experience. Before we get started, if you guys are smoking along with me, if you have a joint, a pipe, bong, blunt, something of those matters, make sure you light those hoes up. Get to token. If you have an edible, you know the drill. Go ahead and slap it in your mouth. Chew it up 32 times at least. Take a pause, break for about 30 minutes, come back, press play. And if you're off the fucking dab carts, you're just a maniac, keep on doing those blinkers as we're getting through this, alright? Let's get it. And without further ado, let's get cracking right into the topic. So, where I left off, if you guys don't remember, is the cops showed up and I had to answer the door. Okay? So, if you guys remember, the cops showed up. I'm at my friend's house. I'm the one who answered the door. So, that's the problem that we're having here. So, with me being up there for a good couple minutes talking to these cops, explaining to them that, everything was alright. And I guess I should say this now. My friends always trusted me talking with cops. I don't know if it was because I was always the most level-headed. I don't know if it was just because I knew what to say. Who knows? Either way, whenever we got into some business with the cops, I was always the mediator, the one talking to them. So I think that was kind of like one of these things. And also the reason why the parents didn't open the door at first was because they thought whenever they heard the knock on the door, they thought that it was some of our friends coming over for the party. You know what I mean? They weren't expecting anybody else. The police officers didn't really knock like police officers. They knocked pretty subtly and whatnot. And yeah, that was that. So it wasn't one of those things to where the parents at the time could have realized, oh, these are cops, let's open the door. So it was just one of those things to where as teenagers and my friend who didn't know who was, who didn't know who was at the door, he had me, let them know and talk to them and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that was that. And long story short, eventually Jacob's parents started to talk to them, you know what I mean? So we just migrated on upstairs. We just migrated on upstairs. So it was me and Jacob, and we just freaking was chilling, and everybody else was up there. They were all wondering what was going on. I think a few of them picked up that there was cops outside because from Jacob's window, where we were at, you could see outside, toward the front of the house. You know what I mean? So there's definitely conversations up there as to what was going on, what was about to happen, blah blah blah. There are a lot of the randoms, and I say randoms just because these are the people that also don't have names in the story, but also they just were irrelevant the whole party. I don't remember them. I don't recollect ever talking to them. There's this one girl that I remember. She was hot as hell. I forget her name. I was honestly gonna drop her real name, but I forget her name. But either way, she was hot as fuck. She had some glasses. She was small, 4'11", 5 foot type short. Fucking, a little slim thickums. You heard me? So, that was really the only random that I kind of tried to talk to. But even then, I didn't really talk to her like that, just because I don't know. I've always been understanding of staying in my lane and, not overstepping any sort of boundaries and stuff like that. And, at this point, we had nothing in common. Me and that girl had nothing in common other than fucking, we were chilling at Jacob's party. That was probably about it. So it was just one of those things where I just let it be. But anyway, that's so beyond the point. But after that, I can't really explain to you what happened, man. All I remember is we're chilling, we're taking shots, Everybody's passing around the glazed donut vodka bottle. Everybody's getting fucking fucked up. Uh, everybody's drinking. There's people smoking. I'm pretty sure I was smoking too a little bit. We was just having a lit time. We was listening to all the jams, Lil Yachty, fucking Fat Nick, fucking Puya, some Suicide Boys, shit. Who else was popping back then? Made in Tokyo, fucking, shit. What else would we listen to? Anyway, you get the gist. You get the era of what music we're talking about. This is like the rise of SoundCloud. This is a little bit before Juice World got on the scene, but I would have to say, Lil Uzi Vert was in rotation. Paradise, yeah. All that shit. So we even, Chill Bill by Rob Stone was playing. We was just jamming. We was having the time of our lives, let me tell you. Eventually, it just got to the point to where the randoms kind of filtered out. This was probably about, I want to say, around 1 in the morning. So whenever the cops came originally, if I didn't mention this in the first video, I forget if I did or not, but the cops came around 10:30, 11, I want to say, right? It wasn't until about 1:30 to whenever all the randoms started filtering out. And at this point, I was way past my comfort zone. Just extremely, extremely, extremely past my comfort zone. Even though I was drinking a little bit, while everybody else was like drunk and shit, I was still sober. So that can only tell you how many shots that I took. I probably took like 2 shots, maybe 3. Probably took a drag or 2 off of the joint. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. I was definitely sober. You know what I mean? But at this point, I was kind of wishing that I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, I was stuck there for the night. Nobody that was there. It was just me, Jacob, Dustin, and a couple other people. Nobody was there, could drive. And even if they could drive legally, they couldn't drive because they're so fucking damn drunk. It was too late for me to call, any of my parents to pick me up. So, and I was like, I was close enough home to where I could walk and it wouldn't matter. But I was too lazy to walk, I think, at the time. And I just didn't want to, I guess, also get to the point to where I walk all the way over to my house and me not have a way to get in. And, then I'm like literally in a worse position than I was before. So I just was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to try to suck it up, deal with the uncomfortability and just try to post up at this fucking party I never really wanted to be at in the first place. Had a little bit of fun. Now I'm done with fun. I just want to go home and play video games, I'm an extremely introverted person, So the fact of the matter is, I don't even know what even inclined me to go to this party. I really do not. I don't know what made me jump the gun and just say, yeah, let's go to this fucking party. I think it was more or less just one of those things to where I really wanted to hang out with Jacob and, just be a friend to him and whatnot. But I realized that throughout the duration in this party that this was not my scene at all. And I bit off way more than I could chew at the time. So it was just one of those things to where eventually the people who were left just eventually started passing out. And it was just only me and Dustin awake at this point. And this was probably about 2:30, So it's just me and Dustin. We're chilling. We're talking. We couldn't even play any video games or anything like that because the Xbox was in Jacob's little brother's room or some shit. Or their game room, one of those two. And either way, we were all in Jacob's room. So there's no way that... I guess we could have, in retrospect, gone out and gotten into that room and, played video games or whatever. But none of us knew if that's where Jacob's little brother slept or not. So we didn't want to take the chance and wake him up or whatever. So we just kind of, stayed in Jacob's room, but like there was literally nothing up for us to do, like nothing. You know what I mean? So we were just chilling, talking. Like I didn't even. My phone was broken at this point. I remember that. I remember my phone breaking, and the only reason why I remember my phone being broken, was because I was carrying around my iPad as a way to use Snapchat and communicate with my friends and whatnot. So it was, guys, relax. It's not a big ass fucking iPad that I'm just tugging around everywhere I fucking go. It was an iPad mini. It was like one of the first generation iPad minis. You know what I mean? So like, come on now. But either way you go. That's how I communicated, but there wasn't really much for us to do. I think, if anything, if we did anything else but talk, it was maybe watch videos on my iPad. But looking back, I don't think I even got to do that because I didn't have any internet access. I didn't know Jacob's Wi-Fi password or anything like that. Didn't know where to find it. So there's no way. I don't think we were watching videos. I think we're just literally just sitting there talking and catching up. And like I said, I haven't seen Dustin. I think I mentioned this in the last video. I hadn't seen Dustin since like middle school, basically. And like hung out with that kid since middle school. And he was like a pretty good friend in middle school, you know what I mean? So it was just one of those things to where it was like, it definitely didn't feel like it was a waste of time catching up. You know, we caught up, we talked a while, blah, 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 and it was just good times. And then around 4 a.m., we realized that Jacob was, he was gone. Because, like, he would wake up in and out of his sleep and just mumble some random fucking shit. And you know, like, whenever your friend is too fucking wasted and like they try to like wake up and you can tell they're like a lot more drunk than what they fell asleep at, like, and they're just incoherent, they can't talk, they can't, they're just slurring, they fucking reek of alcohol, like, it was at that moment, so Dustin got this good idea and he pulls out this fucking Sharpie out of his pocket. Why this man had a Sharpie in his pocket, I will never fucking know. Like, I don't know if this man had plans to do this prior to fucking coming over. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get the first motherfucker that sleeps. Or if this man's just bringing, like, Sharpies to fucking tag around the fucking neighborhood or something like that. Like, I have zero idea what this man's intentions were with these fucking Sharpies. But he was like, you want to draw on Jacob's face? And I look at him, I look at Jacob, I look at him, I look at Jacob, I look at him, I look at Jacob. And I just sat there, contemplated for a good 40 seconds. Because I'm a pretty nice person. I think about situations in the sense as if I was the one in them, Like, I like to walk in other people's shoes. So I'm thinking to myself, how pissed would I be if I'm fucked up to the point to where I'm probably not going to remember how fucked I am the next morning, and I walk to the bathroom and there's a bunch of shit on my face. Probably be pretty funny. Okay, whatever, let's do it. So we're like, yeah, let's go. So, he hands me the Sharpie first. So I start drawing on his face. I didn't go too crazy. I just, circled his eyes like little glasses, gave him a little weird shit. And then I think I drew a singular penis on this man's forehead, right? Just a singular one. I handed it over to fucking Dustin. This motherfucker goes ham right away, bro. This motherfucker starts drawing the swastikas. This motherfucker starts drawing penis after penis after penis. I mean, this man is the definition of dickhead because of the amount of dicks that was on this man's face. There's fucking teardrops under his eyes. There's fucking stars everywhere. There's jizz stains going into his mouth. There's fucking penises ejaculating onto his face. This man, Dustin, gave him the fucking business on his face. And I honestly felt really bad. I felt so fucking bad. And at this point, this was like 4:30, and in between us drawing and stuff like that, like Jacob would wake up a couple times, but he never like woke up enough to like coherently understand that we were drawing on his face. But like he would mess with it, blah blah blah. Then we got into the fucking bathroom. We took his shaving cream. We did the whole shaving cream prank. And then this is where it got really fucked up, because this is also where the story takes like the worst turn. But the last prank that we did to this man, and I feel so bad because of the aftermath. But fucking, we did the whole hand in warm water trick. You already know the classic. You already fucking know the classic. So, unfortunately, this man Jacob left a bowl of something near his room, like nightstand or whatever, in his room. Took that bowl, filled it up with the freaking warm water, put his hand in it. The rest is history. We didn't see anything happen, but I can only imagine you guys know what happened. We let it be, and then that's whenever we shacked up, picked a couch, picked the floor, shirts over our eyes, and try to go to sleep. Granted, I couldn't really go to sleep. Like I said, I was really uncomfortable, but so I was just kind of sitting there waiting for at least one person to fucking wake up, and then at around, I think it was like 6:30, which is still boggles my mind to this day that this kid was like able to wake up this early. Jacob's little brother, who was like in middle school, on a break, waking up at 6:30 in the morning like it's like his job, like he was so active at 6:30. And I was like, I'm game with it, but he noticed that I was awake, and he was like, "You want to come play FIFA?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I just sat and played FIFA with his little brother for probably about an hour. And then at that point, both Dustin and Jacob woke up at around the same time. And the reason why I knew that is because fucking I hear Dustin just busting out laughing in the other room. And I go in there, and we look at Jacob. He's down bad, There's so many drawings on his fucking face. There's a huge wet spot in his bed. And we're just laughing hysterically at what this man has went through. And he was like, what's going on? And he gets up really fast and he goes to the fucking bathroom. And I think the reason why he went to the bathroom not only was to pee, but because he just felt like shit. Like, I think he wanted to throw up. I think there was just so much shit going on in this man's mind. And this man opens up the fucking bathroom door as we're still fucking laughing at him walking to the bathroom. And the first thing we hear is, "What the fuck, bro?" In his like South African accent. And it was so fucking funny. And he's so fucking upset. And he's like washing this off. And I remember I had this like, literally it might be the very first picture ever or video ever on my fucking Snapchat that I saved. And I might have to go back and look at it and see if I can upload it to this video or put a part of it. But he's sitting there scrubbing off his fucking face. And then he's like, "I'm too fucked up for this shit, bro." As he's scrubbing the shit off of his face. And then he's like in the bathroom for 10 minutes. I shit you not, just fucking going through it. Just trying to wash it off his face. And then he goes back into his bed and he's like, "Fuck this, like I'm done with this, like I'm not trying." And then so he falls back asleep. And so, 8 o'clock rolls around. I start texting my parents like, "Hey, I'm ready to get picked up," or whatever. And my dad told me that his girlfriend, was gonna pick me up. I guess like my stepmom. And I was like, okay. But I didn't really have communication with her at the time. We didn't really text back and forth like that or whatever. So I didn't know when she was gonna come. I just had to look outside the window and wait for her car, right? And basically, as I was waiting, that's when fucking Jacob lost it. He started throwing up bile, and it was just a bad scene. And I was just like, I wanted to help him, but I couldn't help him. But he was just sitting there literally like on his bed just throwing up in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? But either way, that concludes the story of my very first high school party. Jacob got too fucked up, you know how I would do. But if you guys enjoyed that video, please leave a like, comment.